Me just being able to expand your shit, know when you see certain fuck shit, and know when you see a test and gotta go through it. Like, don't back down from none of this shit. Like, on my Corday shit, bruh said we doing this shit at a high level. Everything need to be at a high level. Everything. So, we ain't gonna take none of this shit for granted, man. Make sure you always tap in with y'all people. Stay locked in. Let the ones you love know you love them. You feel me? And continue to just get 1% better every day. I know that shit sound cliche, but 1% better every day. If you do that every day for 365, nigga, you 365% better this year than you was last year. And that's little small shit, whether it's working on your business idea, picking up more hours at work, whatever you got going on that suits your happiness and your comfortability in life, take that shit and run with it. Damn, my nigga, you trippin'. I thought it was me, the way I'm living. I keep bloods around me, but I keep them blues just like I'm crippin'. She wanna fuck on bro. I know that she wanna fuck, I'm knowing. I be like, damn. They be like, you right now, bitch, I'm flowing. I'm in the booth, no pen. I'm in the booth, no pad, no pen, I go in. She wanna fuck on bro. I told lil' bro to spin and spin and spin till that nigga get dizzy. I be out my body, sometimes it's trippy. They be like, you low. I be like, bitch, I know I'm from the city.
Damn, I knew you were tripping.
I bet they know now, nigga. You gotta save something for him. You gotta save something for him.
Yo, what's up with the YouTube fam? If you didn't know, now you know. It's DaQonn, aka Kinglo. Welcome to the show. I appreciate everybody for tapping in, leaving wonderful feedback, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can find me. DaQonn, KingloFGMpulley, whatever, Twitch. We everywhere, man. We moving. I just appreciate everybody along this journey. And I just wanted to really just tap in. It's been just stuff on my mind lately of like, how did I even get to this position? And also like the powers that I noticed that we all have as humans to be able to, from just using our mind, to be able to like way push us to the next level or fall from where we was, being if it was in a certain spot of our life, or, you know, we put ourselves on these pedestals that we feel like we can't get taken down from until life humble us a little bit. So that's where I kind of really been at in my life, and I'll give you a little bit of backstory of the real reasons why. You know, over the last 3 years, especially these last 3 years, I'm 25, going on 26 now. So from 22 till now, it's been probably like the hardest times of my life. Because not only during this time, especially as a man, you kind of go through like a fucking identity crisis, especially when you grow up in the neighborhoods that I grew up in, circumstantial little shit like that. But just life in general, when you face with challenges, whether it's that's growing as a man and being up on your own, or growing as a person and being up on your own and going out in life and experience shit, or fucking unfortunately losing certain family members who we hold dear, you know, like my mother on my chain, and amongst a bunch of other people for sure, especially past 2017, 2016 and shit. So, and then like my life is just now starting to really get back on track, but it's been like a mind. It's been a mind and mental game, really. So for starters, especially like, been losing most of my friends, especially like during college, the ones that I grew up with and shit. About 5 to 6 years ago, be like, so in that time frame of me getting out of school and going to college and actually trying to do shit, play ball on the next level and try to just reach my goals, just along that process of losing friends along the way, people, you feel me, stabbing you in your back in the worst way you never thought, like, no, to never be this person or whatever, right? So I went through that, kind of coming out of high school, and I was trying to figure out, okay, where do I land? Am I going to be staying? Because I always been on my own. Well, majority, since about 15, 16 years old, paying bills, been on my own and shit. So at that time at 21, I'm like, all right, go to college, cool, start figuring shit out. But then, like, all right, when shit get to going good, especially, I can't speak for everybody, but I know me specifically, I was like, I know when shit's going good, I was like, all right, I got to be kind of like looking around the corner, looking over my shoulder, because it's like, every blessing that I got, especially came with a lesson. You know, I had to like learn that shit, especially growing up and shit, because being as a young brother from the hood, you feel me, kind of take advantage of our circumstances a little bit. We kind of motherfucking step over the line, not toe the line all the time. So it's like during that time, I was just experiencing that shit. Like, all right, I'll fucking turn down the scholarship, walked on to a bigger school, bigger opportunities where I thought I was going to be at, start making notice, start getting, you know, playing time, traction in school, being you feel me, being the guy that people go to, president of the foundation, shit like that. So schooling in that aspect of life was coming together. And I'm like, all right, it's cool, but nigga, every 2 weeks, a month, you feel me, I was always getting crazy ass calls, pulling me out of class and practices or whatever, just about real life shit, you know, losing friends on a daily basis, which I'm pretty sure many of us has went through, especially in my community. But just being open about that shit. So I go through that time, and it's still like I'm going through the identity crisis phase, because especially most younger kids from the projects, we tend to put our goals and aspirations in our life into certain things, whether it be the people that we follow, OGs, or whether it be, you know, things that we hold dear. And me, for a minute, it was basketball and just sports in general, whether it was like combat sports and shit like that. But then it was really football, you know, physicality and other things. So there, boom. So I was still going through that identity crisis. I'm still playing football, still trying to figure out like, how do I make it? How do I do this? How do I support myself? Woo woo. So just during that whole time, I was just growing as a person and being able to just like sharpen my skills on my people skills, my life knowledge, and just little things of that nature. Just growing that aspect, but still having to face those weekly calls of, you feel me, oh, your brother died, or you feel me, people that you hold dear in the streets or whatever has passed away, and it was whoop whoop going on or whatever. So during that time, I'm still just having a hard ass time of like balancing both worlds, or balancing, you know, bringing this shit together. So at that point, I'm just like, fuck it, man, I gotta go all in. So I dumped all my chips on the table when it came to, you feel me, playing sports. I picked up 3 jobs, you know, especially during the summers like that. I picked up 3 jobs. I was also president of other little different shit, but I was noticing, okay, yeah, I love to do for people, which I would never stop doing, but I have to, and then, you know, later on in life, which I experienced over these last 2 or 3 years, it's like I got to do a lot more for myself, because I can do a lot for a lot of people, but there's not going to be many that do for you. And those who get it, you know. So I was going through that time, and I had reached like 2.5, almost 3 years being at this particular school playing, and the scholarship and shit was being in talks and works and whatever. But then I realized at that point, I'm just like, all right, I'm spending thousands of dollars a month just to live on campus and play ball and do everything right, be at meetings, whatever, for pack up my whole schedule, plus being the president of different programs, and, you know, meeting people, and just being that hospitable, you feel me, student athlete that I was supposed to be, you know, just meeting all of my criteria and shit. But then I would just slowly realize, like, I'm not developing in life as a man. Yeah, I'm getting sharper with tools and shit like that, but I don't have no family member that I can call to do anything for me. So I still need to get a car back. You know, at this time, it's like I sold I sold my last car, because I already had 3 before I even went to college. So I sold my last car, so it's just to live on campus and being able to pay and shit like that. So I'm like, I just got to get a car back, you know, crib, just start getting shit that mattered, credit cards, and just worried about shit that I was supposed to be on just as a man at that time, especially at 21, 22 and shit. So I'm like, all right, boom, that shit's shaking. And after a while, I get into like my last year and a half in the inside business and just college in general, and I'm just realizing, like, all right, I'm a business major. I gotta at least go out and, you know, I got good relationships and everything. We do business contracts and whatever the fuck. So like now I'm like, all right, let me take this and actually put this into actual a legitimate business. So even when I do go back to school, which if you didn't give them talks, yeah, I dropped out at that time. With a year and a half left, it's still like, all right, I can still go back and either do that year and a half or whatever, but I can still be able to get this business degree that's going to support the businesses that's already working. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not trying to do all this work, get this business degree, and then still trying to start from ground zero. It's like, I know I need to take advantage of my people, places, and things at this point. So that's what I did. Looking to actually get into a house with some good roommates, shit like that. So, but life is just going on, and I'm starting to just pick up on these little things and you know, find my own way at this point. So I'm just like, all right, boom. And then 2019, we all, me and the gang, when I say we all coming off a great ass high, you know, everybody kicking it. And, you know, we got cribs, we living good, you know, it's like, shit, I'm only 22 at this time. Like, y'all want like 22, maybe 23 or whatever at this time. 22, yeah, 22 at this time. And it's like, okay, bro, we living crazy ass life. I don't even gotta explain it. I mean, shit, if you know, you know. We do this shit every day. Like, and even before I even went to high school and college, we've been doing this shit every day. So I'm accustomed to that lifestyle already. It's like, okay, we cool, but let's get this business and our actual structure and foundational shit in order. So at that point, I'm talking to one of my boys, Verse. We all making this transition and we all going through different things in life. But then it's like, all right, let's pick it up and actually get serious on everything that we want to do. I start getting back into music, as some of you know. I start getting back into music like a year prior and shit like that. So I'm moving, getting my business structure and everything laid out, building bases up, and just doing little different shit, but still helping out in the community as I was doing as football and shit like that. So I'm still balancing it on both sides and still making sure I'm just doing my duties as a man to my household and my community at all times. So during that time, I started to say, like, during that time, it's like closing in on the end of 2019, everything going good. Then 2020 hit, man. As y'all know, it was just a crazy ass year, especially for me, which it was like, so we get Kobe dying in the beginning of the year, which fucked up the world. Like, just the energy in the world in general around that time was just so crazy. Then it's like, I think right after that, COVID hit. And then once COVID hit, my grandmother was in the hospital for cancer this time. She passed right at the top of COVID. So we got to go through all this weird shit with funeral arrangements and all these different shit. So, you know, first time being in that situation, especially during that time, it was just crazy because, like, I was used to losing so many people, especially on the streets, and kind of like family members as well. But then it's like those people like your grandmother and the ones that you hold dear, you be like, okay, I'm gonna try to maximize as much time as I can with those people. And right when I started getting to that mind frame of like, oh, let me maximize my time when I got these people, I lost my grandmother. Then not even a month, maybe 2 months later, my mom was so heartbroken about this shit. I lost my mom. So we are like 3-4 months in until 2020 and Corona, Kobe passed it, mom and my grandma passed. So around this time, it was like, fuck, like, I was devastated, especially as a 22, 23-year-old man at that time. I was like, bro, I don't know what the fuck, you feel me? Like, I didn't know what the fuck to do at that point. Like, just in life in general, like, nigga, was life even worth living? You feel me? Was it worth continuing and all that type of shit? Those were the questions I had at that time. Like, I was just lost with this shit. So, still, 2020 is still helly other shit happening. Losing, you feel me, one of my best friends, you feel me, one of my guys from the streets, whatever. It's like, just to the system, to, you feel me, to the streets, whatever the fuck it is, you feel me? So, at that point in time, I'm like, all right, I'll feel on the up, because, you know, we doing all this big shit just in life. We said shit starting to come together, but then that's when everything goes sour, everything go bad. But, and then just looking back, like, my hindsight is 2020. Ironically, it's like, nigga, my hindsight 2020, I was looking like, this shit really a test. Like, who are you gonna be coming out of this shit? Just like what I say, like, from the beginning, everything in life, like, we're gonna be a test of, like, who you gonna be coming out of this shit. So I always set back for a long ass time. Like, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, I was depressed, still is, kind of, you feel me? But it was like, just going through those points, I went through all the emotions, and I accepted that shit, like, finally for the first time in my life when my grandmother passed, because I was going through the emotion, like, you supposed to spend more time with these people, whatever, fuck. So it's like, boom. But then when my mother passed and all that shit was just back to back like that, I was like, all right, fuck, like, the two people that wanted to see me win more than anybody on this earth, they gone now. But how do I turn this up and live in their legacy and just do what I'm supposed to do? Period. You know. So I started shit still coming together because it was just a weird ass time. It's like I started dropping music back again. I started really like pushing and getting all my paperwork in order. You know, paperwork make the paperwork for you young niggas that don't know about that shit, man. Get your business and paperwork in order. So I started to say, like, nigga, during that time, I'm feeling good about myself because I'm like, okay, I'm getting all this good. I'm getting all my back end and my shit that's in order that's supposed to be strategically there. I'm getting all that in order, but I'm losing my mind and my heart in the sense of dealing with my feelings and emotions and everything that just go on in real life, period. So we thugging through that shit, you know, man. Motherfuckers got laid off from their job and everything around this certain time. So it was just a weird ass time. Like, it just seemed like everything that can go wrong was going wrong, but still in the instance of like shit that was going right was going right. Like, on the music tip, I was talking to everybody from the Zaytovens on beats and different shit like that. We still in talks and the works with a lot of different people, the DC Young Flies, and everybody of the world, right? So it's like I see I'm making a little bit of process, or I'm doing whatever the fuck I'm supposed to be doing on the music tip, or just me being a person that's gonna help spread the wealth, whether it's through communities and knowledge. You feel me? Like, or I feel all that shit come together. So, but I just lost the two people that I was really doing this shit for. So it's like my mindset had to change. Like, bro, what you really doing this shit for? And I had to look in the mirror and say, me, nigga, like, I'm doing this shit for me. I started playing football and rapping to not only make everybody else's situation better, but mine as well. Like, shit, if you don't want better for yourself, you a goddamn fool. You feel me? Like, we always be having to make those adjustments. So I started looking at that shit, and it just started coming around to the idea, like, all right, man, they're not here no more. I just got to go harder. Woo woo. Wow. So shit, that's what I did, nigga. We put our game face on, put our boots up, nigga. We went through the emotions, you know, but we also still kept pushing every day. Like, nigga, of course you want to lay down in the bed with depression and say, yeah, I don't want to get up in the morning and just try to make that excuse because, oh, this shit happened. But it's like, bro, nigga, my mother couldn't do that when it came to losing her mother. But I know from me losing my mother, you feel me, and her mother, it's like, bro, I gotta be the one to stand up. Because that's like the situation is just in life of how motherfucking foundations of family trees is built. It's like, man, if we knew our grandmother was a stand-up ass woman, but our mother or father folded somewhere down the path, you liable to pick up one of them traits. And it's most likely probably gonna be from your parent or the person you spend most of the time around. If you was around granny most of the time and you see she ain't letting none of that shit phase and you went through it, you was gonna be, you feel me, a stand-up nigga when the shit hit the fan. But if you was around mom and pops and they folded, nigga, when the cars got too heavy, you push shit to the middle of the table, it's like you most likely gonna go with that trait because you seen that shit happen. Like, you seen people accept that shit. So I'm like, I can't be the ones because I don't got no kids right now, but I know in the near future I will, God willing. But I got 10 to 15 nieces and nephews on either side, whatever. Nigga, I got people that's looking up to me that I gotta take care of, and I can't be the nigga that lay down because then it's gonna be probably 10 more, 15 more motherfuckers behind me that's gonna lay down, and I can't have that shit. You feel me? So I start getting that mind frame, and I start picking shit up, sharpening shit up. And you feel me? My mom was my heart because she took care of me, my brother, and my sister for forever. You feel me? And I ain't had my father growing up and shit. I ain't meet my father till I was 21. So hindsight 2020, when all that shit was happening, boom, I'm growing, I'm still going through the shit. But then 2021 popped off. I lost my father to cancer, and I didn't have no relationship with him, but it was still that point of like, I was already just accepting as a man, like, all right, yeah, I gotta be bigger than this shit, see both sides of the perspective, everything, just accepting it or whatever. Because, you know, shit happen, mistakes happen, whatever, people be people, bro, but you gotta be able to grow and learn through them shit. So I was accepting, I was willing and shit, but it was still that time, like, you gotta spend the most amount of time you can with the people you hold dear, you feel me? And go experience the shit that you want to experience before it's too late, bro. Like, we never know. So when I lost my father, and I'm looked up like, all right, bro, my whole family tree wiped out, bro. It's just me, bro. Like, nigga, I got steppers, I got niggas that arrive for me, whatever, nigga, we doing whatever. But when it come to my last name and the people like me that look like me, you feel me? It's like, nigga, it's on me. Nigga, plain as said, you can go look it up. Nigga, DaQonn on me, out now on all platforms. Nigga, anywhere around that same time when I lost other people, it's like, I dropped that song specifically because I knew, like, bruh, it's on me, bruh. And then everything else should too follow. So I said all that to say, to really bring y'all into my world, let y'all know what I got going on. Because then around that time, shit, we still talking about 2021. We in 22. Boom, I go through all this weird shit. Family, motherfuckers getting mad over shit that's not theirs or whatever. Motherfuckers feeling encountered. Motherfuckers feeling entitled. And hell, like somebody else should be held accountable for their misplacements or wrongdoings and shit. So, you know, so you just continue to reevaluate everything. You feel me? The people that you're around, your mindset of how you look at shit, just continue to reevaluate that shit because that play a key part to how you look at everything and will you survive certain situations or not. Like how I said, go back to the family tree. If you see niggas lay down, bruh, you most likely gonna lay down too, bruh. But I seen some niggas that wasn't gonna take some no shit whether they was in my family or not. I'm just good at picking up different traits from whoever dropping the game. That's why I treat everybody the same, Bar. You feel me? I'm willing to pick up the game from anybody. That's why I treat everybody the same. You feel me? So, cause I learned and was able to watch my OGs or whoever the fuck it was fuck up at whatever, so I ain't got to go through it. Whether they told me or not, you feel me? Whether I caught it indirectly or not. So just being all that to say, like, bro, man, just continue to reshape your mindset, get sharper on all your tools, add more tools to the box. You feel me? Just being able to expand your shit, know when you see certain fuck shit, and know when you see a test and gotta go through it. Like, don't back down from none of this shit. Like, on my Corday shit, bruh said we doing this shit at a high level. Everything need to be at a high level. Everything. So, we ain't gonna take none of this shit for granted, man. Make sure you always tap in with y'all people. Stay locked in. Let the ones you love know you love them. You feel me? And continue to just get 1% better every day. I know that shit sounds cliche, but 1% better every day. If you do that every day for 365, nigga, you 365% better this year than you was last year. And that's little small shit, whether it's working on your business idea, picking up more hours at work, whatever you got going on that suits your happiness and your comfortability in life, take that shit and run with it. Because you never know how far out you can go and what the next level looking like. So I said all that to say, man, that I appreciate everybody that's on this journey with me, man. If you didn't know, now you know. DaQonn, a.k.a. Kinglo. DaQonn out now on all platforms, any music, any genres, whatever. If you want to talk, hit me up, tap in, features, whatever. Got links down in the bio or in the description down low. We on YouTube, Twitter, IG, TikTok, going crazy right now on TikTok. We just doing everything at a high level, man. And that's why I really wanted to get this video out, because I want everybody that's even going through those hardships to know that they got a voice or they got somebody they can lean on. If you need to talk about little shit about how do we get through here, whatever, y'all can drop questions down low. We'll make sure we answer them, get to it. And I'm also looking for people to help build out this team, this roster, and that's focused on whatever you got going on, whether it's business, creativity, talent. Shout out TIA, Timing Agency. You know, man, we just trying to take over on all aspects. I don't give a fuck what you do, what you love, who you are, what you got going on. We focused on people that's trying to unite the world with groundbreaking talent. Unite the world with groundbreaking talent. And that's, you can be talented in so many different ways. Bringing communities together, building shit to help better somebody else's life. There's no limit to this shit unless you put a limit on yourself, man. So, again, if you didn't know, now you know. DaQonn, a.k.a. Kinglo. I appreciate the YouTube fam. We're going to check out. Peace.
You just drunk all my liquor yesterday and hopped out the whip. This nigga talking about buy a bottle when you need FDA approved Similac.